So we just shot a giant buck here in South Dakota.
Well, hey folks, welcome to the show today. And as you can see behind me, we got a little bit of rain heading our way, so we thought we'd get the dart and bow out and do a little shooting before it rained. In today's show, we're going to head out to Wisconsin and we're going to go on a turkey hunt that I went on. And this was a very trying hunt for me. We covered conditions all the way from it was really cold to birds that didn't cooperate very well, and even throw a little bit of rain in there. So one of the questions I do get asked by a lot of young hunters is what is the most important thing I need to know to get into hunting or fishing? And I always tell them patience and perseverance. If you can master the patience thing, you're gonna go a long ways with your hunting and fishing. And in today's show, you're gonna see a lot of testing of patience, but I stuck with it and I ended up, well, let's watch the footage and you'll see how I ended up.
Hey everybody, I moved to a different spot. I've been hunting this area for like 14 years or so, and a couple weeks ago I had brought another staff member, Cody Dullness, and we set up a little bit farther to the west, and I told him I've never seen this much water in this area before. That whole area was flooded, so I knew it kind of restricted the birds' movement. In walking in on this side now, areas where it's normally dry is just underwater. So I picked and chose my trail to get in here, and once I got on this side of the water, I noticed an increase in scratchings. Now they like to roost up in this here area, but they also use it to meet up with the hens. You know, and as you can see, it's kind of a, if you look behind me, you'll see that it's kind of a little bit, it's an open woods. And I've had really good luck up in here, and that's why I thought I'd give this a shot in the middle of the day here. But I'm looking where I normally set up, which is over here, and I'm not seeing any scratchings whatsoever. So I'm thinking I might have to kind of jockey my setup a little bit here. I'm going to take a little bit of a walk around here and see if I can find some a little better sign, you know, something that tells me where they're coming through here, because with all this water, my guess is they're going to come through more from this direction. because it's kind of a hill and it goes down and it comes around, and I think that's how they get down to where we were a couple of weeks ago. So let's go take a walk around and see what we can find. We do have a scratching right here. I'm going to keep going down this way a little bit. My guess is up here is probably where we're going to end up setting up, but I just want to walk down a little bit farther and see what everything looks like down this way. Okay, we didn't go much farther down than what I had just said. And as you can see, I got another scratching here. You're probably going to have a hard time seeing it. But behind me, this here area is all scratched up. So I'm going to find a spot somewhere over in here where I can set up the ghost blind and make ourselves disappear. Hopefully we can draw a gobbler or two up into this here area and put one to sleep.
Well, this is the third turkey season in Wisconsin. It's my first chance to get out and hunt for myself. Went out this morning and we had a lot of action. We had 3 toms going. We took one right off the roost. I had put it to bed on Thursday night. We got out this morning. It started gobbling, started coming down. I drew it to within 50 yards. Unfortunately, I could see it, but I couldn't get it on the camera. So that one walked away, and then he circled around and he kept gobbling. He ran into another one, and then those 2 left. And a while later, I had another one coming behind me, so I had to turn everything around, and that all worked fine. I got everything set. And when I grabbed my gun, I hadn't noticed, but from my right, a hen had been coming down to, must have been to meet the tom, and I spooked her, and that was the end of that show. So we moved to a different farm here, and we set up, and it really has been pretty dead. I just heard one now about 15 minutes ago. It's gobbling. It's way off in the distance. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to pack up here. We're going to head back. The weather's pretty nice. It's right around 60. We got wind gusts maybe up to 20, 15, 20. But I'm going to go back, and I'm going to, I have an idea. I want to set up my blind for tomorrow morning already. I want to get everything set so that I can sneak in there really early in the morning, and hopefully these birds are going to drop down. It's going to be the same birds we were after this morning, but we're going to try to move a little bit closer on them. We're going to try to get right underneath them, get within 100 yards easily of them. So I want everything set up tonight so that when we get out there in the morning, I got very little to do. There's no noise. Hopefully this pans out. So we're going to pack up here, run back, get that all set up. Then I'm going to go sit in a different spot until dark and see what happens there. That's why they call it hunting.
Hunt like native.
This segment brought to you by Bow Dagger and Crossbow Dagger. We stand up for your bows. By Ghost Blind. Not seeing is believing. By Pro Hunter Sights and Accessories. And by It's Me Time Decals for You.
Good morning, everybody. It's about 20 to 4 right now. We're going to head down to the spot pretty much where we started out yesterday morning, where we had the action and that Tom came in behind me. Things have thickened up a little bit in there, a little bit more than what I had anticipated. With spring coming on, everything's kind of blooming a little bit earlier than what I had, and faster than what I had figured. So we moved the set this morning. We're going to have to tiptoe through the tulips to get in there this morning because we're going to be real tight to these birds. They're roosting in some real tall pines, and I'm going to come off the road, and I'm actually going to do a big loop and come in from behind them because usually they pitch down and typically they head towards the fields, or sometimes they'll head up to the west, but most of the time they'll come down. So I moved up, we got past some of the thicker area, and we're right on the fringe of the opening in the woods where it's kind of an open pine woods. So I set the blind up yesterday afternoon already. We let the birds do their normal roosting and everything. We're gonna sneak in there this morning. I'm only using one decoy, and I'm like I say, I'm gonna sneak over and put that out. Set one remote camera on that. Everything else, we're just gonna climb back into the blind and set everything up in there, and then open things up and wait for the birds to start gobbling, and hopefully they pitch down and come in front of us and give us a shot. So let's see what happens. It's a nice morning. It's about 50 degrees. It's calm. However, the winds are going to pick up later on. I don't know exactly what time, but they're supposed to get up to 10 to 20 out of the north. So we're hoping to get this done this morning so that we don't have to deal with the winds this afternoon, but let's see what happens. Let's get out there. that was exciting and frustrating at the same time. We snuck in here and everything worked out perfect. Got in the blind, got everything set up. And I actually saw the bird fly off the roost at about 20 after 5. He was about 100 yards down from me, and he started gobbling. I had my decoy set out. There's a little lane that runs right alongside the edge of the woods here. I had it set on the edge of that so that if he did cut out, he would see it. Well, I was calling, and he kind of hung back there for a long time, and all of a sudden I just got a glimpse of him cutting through the trees, and I thought, oh boy, he's going to hit the lane, and he's going to be moving in. But he circled around, and he just stayed inside the evergreens and stuff that I couldn't see him, and you might have heard that now. But he hung here for an hour just gobbling and gobbling and gobbling, and I could not get him to commit and come in. Then he went down. What adds insult to injury is he went down where I was set up yesterday. He was right down in the corner there gobbling, and now he's going way back into the deep woods. So trying to figure out, I mean, I've got a couple of options here. I could sit here for a while yet, but this is more like I say, an early morning type thing. You get them right off the roost, and after that, I mean, they do travel through here, but I've got better spots to go to for now. So I'm gonna maybe sit here for a little bit yet, but I think we're gonna be packing up and heading out of here and make a plan from there. Foiled again.
If you're looking for a place to go in Ontario with wonderful accommodations, a sandy beach to dig your toes in, or awesome bass and walleye fishing, Dog Lake Resort, just northwest of Thunder Bay, is the place for you. You can also choose to go with Black Bear Adventures and chase that black bear of a lifetime. Bonfires and beautiful sunsets are the norm here.
The Tree Stand Buddy takes the stress out of choosing your location. The quick attach slide mount system let you hang multiple tree brackets so you're never stuck with bad wind. The Tree Stand Buddy is the fastest, easiest, and safest way ever to hang your stand. It's rock solid, sturdy, and quiet, allowing you to have one stand for multiple locations. That saves time, money, and gives you the advantage over your game. Go to treestandbuddy.com and get yours today.
This segment brought to you by Native Ground Blinds. Quiet operation because there are no zippers or Velcro. Use our code BTADWI to get free merchandise when you order your blind. Hunt like a native. Lightning Camera Arms. Carbon Synergy. Beat them scentless. Badlands Backpacks. And Lacrosse Footwear.
Well, so far this morning has been a disaster. Got a little bit of a late start. We're still out here plenty early, but later than I wanted to be. It was just that it was starting to get light. Bumped a bird down here. Flew out at a tree, and then I could hear some other ones clucking in the evergreens where I know they roost, so I decided to back out. We're set up down here now. I've got a big field behind me, and it's all woods in front of me here. These birds like to cross traffic or cross through here. They also go out to the field. So we're gonna set up here, hope for the best. I can hear one bird gobbling way off, but this morning might be a bust just because of everything that's happened. We got just some sprinkles kind of coming off and on. They're just real little patches of just a little bit of rain, but shouldn't screw up our hunt. So let's settle in here, start doing some calling, and see what happens. I had a tom gobbling
finally down there. He's starting to come in pretty fast. Now I'm picking up a second one. He's off to my right here. So let's get set up here and see what happens. Well, you talk about the low of lows and the high of highs. We had it this morning. This makes getting up at 3 a.m. all the more worth it. Day didn't start out too well. Blew that bird out of the tree right at, it was just starting to get light. We could hear the other birds in the trees over there, and I kind of figured they'd know where I set up, but I decided to set up anyways. Was expecting a bust this morning, but things worked out. We had a few little showers, I mean real light, just enough that there were some sprinkles, but about an hour after we set up, we had a tom light up to the northeast of us here, and he was coming in pretty fast, and then we had one coming from the southeast, and then he started coming in pretty fast, so I was anticipating a shot off to my right here and down this lane, and at the last minute, one lit up behind us on the edge of the field here, and that was this boy. And he was really coming in fast, and the next time he gobbled, I knew he was in the woods behind me here, and I knew he was going to pop out somewhere off to my left. That's when I had to swing the camera and get set up, and unfortunately I didn't realize that little tree that's right there got in the way of the bird, but you can see him walk out, and unfortunately we didn't get the shot on film, but it was an exciting hunt nonetheless. He's a beautiful bird, probably 3 years old, looks like 1-inch spurs, 9.5-inch beard, about approximately 23 pounds. I was very blessed to have this boy come in this morning. We're gonna pack up and head back, and our Badlands pack is gonna help us get the gear back there. We're gonna grab the leg cuff and That'll help me get the turkey back to the cabin too. We have a lot of other sponsors that help us out. Trees and Camel, can't say enough about it. You do become the woods. This boy had no idea I was here. Lacrosse Boots kept us dry getting down here. Check out our website. We have a ton of sponsors, and give them some business. They're the reason we can make this happen. So on a beautiful sunny morning here with a couple of little sprinkles that are coming down right now again, and I just heard another tom gobble back there. Next weekend we're going to be back out here, but then I'm going to be going with my archery equipment, and hopefully we can put a bird down there. So let's see what happens then. Have a great day.